Okay, Gemini, welcome. This is not legal advice. I am your host, TINLA, and it is your reading for the week of August the 4th, 2026. I appreciate your patience. I've had some technical difficulties, and I'm going to record this anyway. So maybe you're feeling a little bit like you've had some technical difficulties in your life right now, and maybe you're not seeing things you think you should be able to see. So let's take a look. The theme for the week, we are pulling from this very weird deck, and let's find out what this is. Maybe these words will mean something to you. Assuming I can find them. It's all just kinds of weird. Okay, so we have the urn. Friday, a smexual dilemma, a forged invitation, harmful rays, algenuresis, a broken heart, mumbling sickness, broken communications, injustice, interference, miscalculation, low fever, and scales. So maybe some of those words mean something to you, but we will take a look for you, my dears, with tarot. So let's see what's going on. Spirit, what do you have to say to my Geminis this week who have been so patient for me to do the air signs? And we are forging ahead irrespectively of these technical difficulties. So let's take a look. Maybe you feel like you're a little bit out of sorts. You feel like you can't get things done this week. I don't know. Let's see if that changes. So Spirit, what say you to my Geminis? What's this week going on for them? All right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. That tracks. And one more, please, to clarify those. I feel like this is a combination that one of my other readings had recently. Okay, look, we got the Eight of Wands and Temperance in reverse. Okay, well, let's talk about it, kids. All right. So what I'm seeing here is that you are trying really hard, okay, Gemini, to be the kind, loving, beautiful, supportive person you are. But underneath it, you're hiding like a frustration. And it's not that you don't want to be honest or in any way upfront about things. It's just that you know that the world likes to see sort of this side of you. But underneath it, like, there's just so much more bubbling out of the surface. And with the Eight of Wands and Temperance in reverse, you are not communicating or showing a balanced side of yourself. Like, you are withholding that. You're feeling very out of sorts. And that's what's underneath the surface. You feel like you can't communicate, like things are being miscommunicated. It's almost like a very Mercury retrograde feel, but we're not in Mercury retrograde anymore. So you're getting like a flip here, Gemini. But you're again, feeling totally out of balance. You can't feel like your words are just falling flat with everybody. And you really have a good heart and you're trying to get things cleared and show people that you care, but it's just coming out totally wrong. Totally wrong. So what can my Geminis do about that this week? What can they do to try to clarify things, if anything? Let's see. What can they do? Oh, okay. Let's see, we've got the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what I'm getting from Spirit here, Gemini, is that you're carrying a lot, but what Spirit's suggesting here is maybe let it go. Don't be so stressed about it. You're really stressed out about it. I feel like maybe you said something to somebody that came out totally wrong, or like not the way you meant it, or maybe you're like really worried they took it the wrong way. Somebody may even feel like you're hiding something from them. I could almost see, okay, there's a couple different scenarios I could see depending on my Geminis here. Number one, you could be somebody who has been upfront and honest with people, but they're feeling like you're not being upfront and honest, and they're not taking you at your word, and you're just upset about it. You're in your head, you feel out of sorts, and you feel like there's really not a lot you can do about it, right? It's this heavy burden that's just not ending. You feel like you can't see the end of the situation. On the other hand, it could be a positive sort of thing. For example, let's just say that you are someone who is looking to get engaged with your current partner, and you're trying to hide that, right? You're trying to surprise them with that. Maybe even this Friday, using that urn card as a guide. But you're trying to hide that from them, and you're taking things slow. You feel a little nervous about it, and it's like, what I'm getting Spirit saying here is get out of your head, stop freaking out. The thing is going to happen, but somebody, again, your partner that you're looking to propose to might be thinking that you're lying, maybe suspecting that something nasty is afoot. So what is a challenge? What is another challenge for my Geminis this week? What is a challenge? And by the way, you might feel like you're flying blind, much like I am, because my camera's not working on my reflective thing. Anywho, So maybe you feel like you're flying blind, like you don't know how to proceed. And look, we got the 8 of Swords here. So we've now had the 7, 8, 9, and then we go over to 10, right? So you're very much like, things are moving forward, things are proceeding, but you're still freaked out. You're trying not to be freaked out. You're trying to be cool. Spirit's saying don't freak out, but you're still very much in your head. That's one of your challenges, truly, is to get out of your head about it. Everything is going to be okay. You're not actually in danger here, or what you think the other person thinks about you is not going to happen. Like the miscommunication that might be causing them to think that you think poorly of them, or that something bad is going on is not going to have the impact that you are concerned it's going to have. What's an advantage for my Geminis this week? What's an advantage? Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay, we got a couple of advantages. Look at this. Love this. Okay. All right, this is wonderful. Okay, so we have disconnect, which is not a native, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like not a native major arcana card, but it is in this deck. We've got the Chariot, and we got the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so the advantages you have in dealing with this possible miscommunication, or at least perceived miscommunication, is you got to get out of your head. You got to stop disconnect. You got to disconnect. And I'm feeling very strongly like this miscommunication could be in the form of like a text message, something where you can't, like somebody can't read your tone, or vice versa. And the advantage is you can like step away from that and have face-to-face communication, and like put the phone down is what I'm feeling. And back away slowly. Just go to this person, talk to them, and tell them what's really going on inside here. That's your advantage. You can do that. You really can. If you can just be brave and get out of your head, stop freaking out, things will progress, but you got to put down the phone. You got to actually make the step forward, take the chance. And in this deck, it's a little weird because the artist misnumbered, in my opinion. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but like the Chariot is normally number 7, but in this deck it's number 8, which is the Strength card. So we are in Leo season, but also it's going to be telling you to like be brave, be strong. And the 4 of Pentacles is just that energy of don't let go. You could be holding something within, and I think Spirit's saying go ahead and open that up. You can be honest. You can revisit this. You can tell the person, listen, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, but here's what I really meant. Or, here's my secret. If you've got a secret you're wanting to share with somebody that you're hiding, it's saying it's safe to do so, but you got to do it in person. You got to do it face to face, at minimum on like a phone call or a Zoom or something, but not over text. Okay, Spirit, what is the advice for my Geminis? What is the advice? Thank you. Oh, look, see? 4 of Wands, happy ending. It's going to be okay. And that goes back to, look, it's like a marriage-based card, right? Celebration. It goes to what I was saying. If you're somebody that is looking to propose to a partner, this is saying it's going to work out, right? If you're that subset of people that resonated with that message, that's going to work out. If it's something else that is not specific to that, then, it's going to be okay regardless. It's going to be something where the person you're talking to is actually relieved with what happens, and so are you. One more. Look, 9 of Pentacles. Have confidence in yourself. You got this. You got it all together, Gemini. You can handle it. You're all good. Truly, you are all good. Even if this person, even if you still feel like it's not completely resolved at the end of this week, you still feel like you are large and in charge. You got this. What is the outcome, please, Spirit? Oh, there we go. 9 of Cups. Look, happiness, wish fulfillment. We love that. 5 of Swords. You're putting down the battle. You've walked the path. You've gone through the tough thing. You're gonna have a happy result, in the sense that you are going to get the wish fulfillment here, whatever it may be, whether it's clarity, even if the clarity is that not a good thing in the sense of like how you would perceive a good thing. Can I get clarity on the 5 of Swords, please? What would happen if this 5 of Swords is the outcome? What is the 5 of Swords? Also, I'm feeling like 9 to 5, this has to do with your job. It could very substantially be with your job, or maybe there was a misunderstanding with a coworker. Okay, it's saying, look, here, the Star, have hope, okay? This can heal. It may be painful for a little bit while these things, this awkwardness gets sorted out, but it can heal. It's going to heal. And it's, you're going to Phoenix here, bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. You're going to Phoenix. It's going to be okay. I feel like Spirit really needs me to tell you, it's going to be okay. Like, you may be a little downtrodden. You may feel like, no, it's still not clear. I'm still not, like, feeling like everything is resolved in a positive way, but it's going to work out. Even if you don't feel comfortable enough sharing right now what you're keeping inside, right? If you want to keep your secrets, it's not, you know, ideal, but it's not going to be fatal to this relationship or, you know, whoever it is we're talking about here. Okay, so can I get a card from my Postcards from Liminal Space deck for my Geminis who, while I'm doing that, are liking, sharing, and subscribing, but of course, because it's free. All right, we have the Wound and the Gift, and we have Reset. And look, we have another, looks like 12:20 is on the clock there. And let us find out what the messages here are. Also, that kind of reminds me of some particular types of chemicals that might make you hallucinate a little bit, but let's start with the Wound and the Gift. And boy, I hope this is recording properly, because like I said, I'm flying blind. Just like you. Maybe you're just really taking a leap of faith. I'm surprised we didn't get the Fool. Okay, the Wound and the Gift. It's on page 27. This unlikely duo is a cyclical companionship that transcends time and space, reaching into the furthest corners of the known universe and likely beyond. Collisions creating worlds, fires creating new life. You are the result of a multidimensional impact on an energetic, spiritual, and physical level. And while it may seem commonplace to you, considering the abundance of human life on your planet, it is almost statistically impossible. You see, the Wound and the Gift is a game of perspective. The wound brings the gift, and the gift heals the wound. But until we've been able to see the distinctly similar origins between the two, until the lava has cooled and the fire burned to ash, a new world, a new life, the ash there, a new life can't be formed. You are meant to heal and not be healed. Where you have been is not where you are going. The only thing that matters now is how you decide to use your gift. The wound is the opening from which you may rebirth yourself, and the place you will return to create something still greater. So again, this is just, first of all, 12/20 might be important. Maybe December 20th is important to you. It could also be January 2nd of 2020 for some reason. You could be a new parent. Maybe there's a miscommunication between you and your partner. It could be something like that. But it could also very much be that the miscommunication or the struggle that you're going through in this shows you more about your relationship with this person that you're thinking about. And, you know, again, friend, family member, doesn't matter. And it's helping you heal. It's almost like by going through this weird cycle of misunderstanding, you're like, oh, look, we're actually stronger than that. Our relationship, our friendship, our whatever relationship is stronger than that, and we can continue to trust one another. The confusion is leading to the healing. And then Reset. Let's see Reset. Okay, it's page 20. Oh, 20. In the face of stagnating energy, disruption in the form of a well-placed glitch can effectively restore balance. Cleanse your space or take a trip. Decide to start over now. How appropriate that we end on a glitch. We started on a glitch, and by God, we're going to continue until it decides to work. So keep going till it works. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week, Gemini.